Oh,
Cool.
how are we, bro?
2026 is here.
I'm
Very hyped.
uh, I'm gutted though. Where's your Otter t-shirt?
Man, I know, I thought you was joking.
No, mate, honestly, I seen that and I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know if I could wear it for a full podcast. It's it's got pockets and everything though.
That's it.
Look, and it see people are gonna think it's weird, but it comes right down to over my knees and everything.
Oh, so it's just like a
I think
huge
your
t
5'6" helps, like, but
Oh, I remember. I think did Caitlin get it you?
no, I got a Caitlin. I
Oh,
wear
you
it all
got
the
it,
time.
Caitlin. Now you wear
I
it.
wear Caitlin's clothes.
Fucking
Never
happy
done
days.
that. The
How's
other way
things up? All
around.
good.
Good, mate. Good. Good to be back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's good.
How was Thailand?
Yeah, it's like it's hard being back. Definitely.
Why? How
You'll
comes hard?
It's just a different place, isn't it? It's just, I don't know. It's one of them things. I think we've settled on retirement and everything there. Like, obviously, been quite a few times now,
Mm.
but yeah, it's just a different way of life, and it's just, yeah, the whole thing is just a different way of living. And someone actually put this as a question, saying, "How was training in Thailand?"
Mm.
And it's just like, yeah, class,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah. It's whenever I've been away to different countries, it's always been like I don't know, certain countries, especially like Southeast Asia, Thailand, Bali, places like that, there's a different, we always speak about like a different energy, and everybody's
Yeah,
just so peaceful. They don't seem to have the sort of level of expectation that everybody else has. Like when you find in the UK, there's a huge expectation to do things at a certain time or to be earning a certain amount of money or to be this
yes,
wealthy or whatever it is or this
yeah.
successful. And there doesn't seem to be that in that country because a lot of them are very poor and they don't have a lot. So they don't, their expectations are a lot lower. But I just find that they're a lot happier.
I think it generally comes down to a lot of like, there's no financial stress
Mm,
in terms of like they're happy with what they got. They
mm.
can't get anything. They
Yeah.
can't go out and finance. They can't go out and finance up to the tits on cars and whatever else they want. Like what they've got is what they've got,
Mm.
and that's it. I think that's the whole. I think that's what it all comes down to in terms of like stress levels and stuff. Because, like I say, when you can't actually finance yourself up to your means and stuff like that, and I think it makes a hell of a difference. And that's why I
Yeah.
think they just walk around just happy and just
I always
right.
say the happiest people are is when your expectations of life actually meet your life. And when
Yes.
people are
Yeah.
very unhappy, it's like they expect their life to be a certain way and they've
Yes.
not fulfilled that. So like I said, expectations are so high from everybody around them that they should have fucking 500 grand house, this car,
Yeah.
this job, these amount of kids, go on this amount of holidays. But because they don't have that level of expectation from anybody, they just need the house, rice, and they literally just need house, rice, and a family.
That's
Um,
it.
they are happier because they don't have any higher expectations. But yeah, it's nice to be around that as well. And like you say, trading the sunshine and getting a meal for £1.50 always
Yeah.
works.
Living. Actually living. That's it.
One of the
How was your
things,
Christmas?
sorry, go
Go on.
on. Go on, mate.
No, how was your Christmas? Decent.
Yeah, it was nice, mate. It was good. Obviously back in the UK, but it was nice because for the last few years it's been disjointed for me. Like, obviously my mum passing away a few years ago, and my like just me and my dad, and then being like, right, we didn't kind of see it. We used to have all the family at our house, and we used to cook. So then it was like now everybody came to ours. We had like 10, 12 people here. Obviously, all doing all the tables and all the decorations and all that shit was nice. So yeah, it was a nice time to be fair. New Year was just a chill one. I don't really do much for New Year because I just think it's a farce. I just think people just I don't know, they money wrecking in it. So they're trying to make money out of you, charging way too much. So just went out for a meal and just chill. But yeah, I wanted to be set up right for 2026. I don't want
Yes.
to start into 2026 being like I'm fucking hungover. I'm 3 days into January and I'm fucked because I'm not recovered.
Yeah.
So I always have this thing with New Year. It's like, well, if you want how you start the year or end the year, you want to
Yes.
start it. So that's one of the things we're going to touch on today is pretty much the five things that we feel is going to set you up for success or how to have a successful year. Um, I originally th my first thing that I would go to is like goal setting. So like
Massive.
set, I think goal set we have this with clients. It's you can't have anything if you don't have a goal. So like initially it's like breaking that goal down to, okay, the first thing that I find with people is the identity, looking at like who they want to be rather than what they're going to do, because
Okay,
it
yeah, yeah.
all starts from that. It all
Yes.
starts from like, for example, you said it the other day, like, I don't drink, I'm not a drinker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That way of thinking, and obviously like that way of looking at things is a better way than being like, oh, I'm on a diet,
Yes,
or
100%.
give
Yeah,
up drink, or like I'm not really drinking anymore as much. You know what I mean? So identifying as I'm not a drinker, or I'm someone who goes to the gym 5 times a week, or something like looking at this sense of like, who do I need to be in order to achieve that goal?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
rather
yeah.
rather than actually just being like this is the goal, because it's then that creates like higher standards, like what do these people live like who is that person and what standards that person hold, rather
Yes.
holding themselves to that standard is going to be better than just setting this goal because it's changing their identity of who they actually are. I think
I,
that's the first point.
I fully agree on this in terms of like, I think we spoke about it previously, like not putting it out there that, I think it's never going to happen or anything like that. But if we talk about the lives of like a pro bodybuilder, to become a pro bodybuilder, you have to act like a pro bodybuilder.
Yeah,
Like, there's
100%.
no, you've no give or take, and you can't be a pro bodybuilder for 20% of the year and expect to be a pro bodybuilder. It's
Mhm.
be a pro bodybuilder until you're a pro bodybuilder.
Yeah,
That's
you have to
that's the
act in the way that a pro would in order to achieve that,
thing.
rather
Yeah,
than and I even identifying as that person, like I want to be a pro bodybuilder. I'm gonna and I want to, or like I want to be a British champion. So, okay, what does a British champion do? Okay, they
yeah,
do this,
yeah,
this, and this, and what standards does that sort of person hold? And then like the second layer that I always run through with clients is like obviously direction. So like why are we doing this?
yeah,
Because then that adds an emotional sort of external anchor for the reasoning. So, like, who benefits if I succeed in this goal? Like, what will benefit? So, like, for example, we've seen that with yourself, with obviously competing. You've inspired other people around you to obviously then compete. Same with me. Then the gym's got busier, coaching's got busier, and then as a company, we benefit from that. So having that sort of like who benefits if I succeed, and then obviously like what pains like exist if I stay the same. So I look at it as well, like even just my habits. So it's kind of like, right, well, what do I need to drop in order to achieve that goal?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because you
yeah.
hear it all the time with people who are saying, "Oh, I've not got enough time," and I can guarantee you have got enough time,
100%.
but in
It's
order to push one thing, you have to pull something else to make time for it. So
yeah,
that's one of the things that I look at with clients is like, why do you want to achieve this? Like
yeah,
what's the reason behind it? And more dealing into like the emotional side of it, how will it feel when you've achieved it? Like I used to do a visualization thing when I was like 20, 21, and I'd visualize like winning my pro card. How would it
yeah.
feel? And that'd be before training. Like I'd sit there and think, oh, so like I genuinely, because then that would motivate me for the long-term goal rather than just doing a training session. I think that's a
You
huge part.
you did. This is a bit of a deeper question. Did it feel as you envisaged it would feel?
No, different.
Okay.
At
What's
the point of when I turned pro was more relief
yes.
than
Yeah.
like,
I
oh,
can
I've
imagine.
succeeded, because
Yeah.
it was kind of going for it all the time and then being like, fuck, like it was slowly but surely like doubt does start to sink in, and you have to say to yourself,
Yes.
no, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it. So then when I did, I was like, thank fuck for that. So yeah, I was like,
was,
thank fuck.
was it was it back to back shows in terms of, or was it a season and then you had to come away, improve, go back
Season
again?
then come, yeah, season then come away,
Okay.
improve,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then come back again. But the issue, not the issue, well, the thing that kept happening to me was I'd win my class every time and then get to the overall, and then I
Oh,
wouldn't win the overall. So then it was like, fuck. So then every single time, and then even just like, look, I've touched on this before on the podcast, but even the last show that I did, I wasn't going to do it. I was like, I'm not doing it, I'm done. And then like my dad said, just do one more, like you may as well just do it. And I was like, he's like, you
yeah.
never know when you're gonna like, and he was like, you never know when you're gonna win. Like you got the ability to win. Like just do it. And I was like, and then the one show that he didn't come to, but I won.
Nothing.
And I was like,
Well,
fuck's sake, you know what I mean? So
cool.
yeah, the only one fucking
Is that
bastard. But that's what I was saying as well, is like I had that visualization from 20. Like, do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, so it was already ingrained in my mind where I've thought about it, I've
yeah,
reenacted it in my head and how it would feel, because that drives you on then, I think, with the goal setting side of things. And then again, it's like still covering the same thing, but like the outcome. So like to make it like measurable. So what are we going to achieve? So
yes,
like
yeah, yeah,
say when we're setting out a roadmap for clients, it's like, okay, so who's the person you have to become to in order to do this? Why do you want to do this? Okay, how like what are we going to do? So define a clear path of like we're going to take off, let's say a prep scenario, we're going to take off £30 for this prep and we're going to prep for 12 weeks. That then allows it to be like ingrained in the head of like what's the end goal and what they're going to achieve.
yes,
And then
yeah,
obviously we run into like layer four is like how in a sense of like the process of it. So like daily non-negotiables, like for us anyway, we have clients, don't we? Like daily non-negotiables.
yeah, yeah,
Again, that triggers back to like who does these standards, and then
yes,
it's like okay, weekly execution targets. What do I want you to do on a
yeah,
weekly basis? And then even down to like constraints. So like what is going to stop you from achieving that goal?
yeah. I think the majority of people, it does come down to like the career and off and work and things like that in terms of like little hurdles we have to overcome. But I think once they're shown, the good thing is with us both, we both had jobs and done what we needed to do.
Mm,
We're not obviously now it's a little bit different where obviously you yourself have the freedom being a full-time online coach. I myself have the freedom being sat at the gym. Like
yeah,
I can do what I need to do, but we can go back and go, well, there was a time where we worked in a supermarket or we're a tradesman or we did this, worked on building sites, did this, and we've done what needed to be done at the time. Whether you'd be working 12 hours, 14 hours days, you've still got it done.
yeah.
So in a way, I think a lot of people jump on the team because they've heard about past work or they've heard about what we've done in the past or client results that didn't think they were going to do it because of certain jobs, but then they've actually achieved what they wanted to achieve,
And that just
even
comes
though
down to
that,
experience, doesn't it?
yeah, 100%, yeah, because that I think that's where a lot of people do relate because we've done what we're not just like, yeah, do this, like, and we have no idea. And it's like, no, okay, well, if you do this at this time and you do this at this time when you're having that break, you do this, and everything gets ticked off that day, you've done it, it's done.
I say this all the time to clients, even down to the fact that when I used to work on a building site, I used to
Yeah,
hate eating like cold chicken and rice.
you did
Fucking
it.
hated it. Like it
You
was,
did it.
yeah, but also now I know to myself, okay, that could be a barrier for someone if they've not got a microwave and
Yeah,
so on. So when I'm creating a plan, I'm like, okay, let's do chicken wraps.
yeah,
Okay,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah,
let's eat let's do rice cakes and a shake because that's going to be easier to eat
yeah,
than
yeah,
you having to try and run around the fucking building site to look for a microwave and then be like, I can't eat that meal because I've not got a microwave, or like it's gone fucking stale and hard and the rice tastes like fucking
yeah, yeah.
pellets. Do you know what I mean? But if we
Yeah.
hadn't have had that experience working like
No,
that, doing them things, we just
agree.
wouldn't know. It's like when people jump straight into online coaching, straight out of like university or whatever, they haven't really
Yeah,
got
yeah.
that life experience to understand and relate to the normal person.
No, I think we've seen it as well with one of your clients now, anyway, Mateus. I'll
Mm.
not name his previous coach. If anyone knows who it is, then apologies. But he was giving Mateus like his day, but
Yeah,
Mateus had an 18-hour shift
yeah,
and couldn't do what, and there was no way around it. He didn't, I don't think, because he couldn't relate to Mateus or being in that work environment, he just assumed Mateus could do it.
mm.
We found obviously over time, Mateus' body became very stressed, jumped on board with you, and it was like, da, 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 da. Actually, we'll pull it all back and make it fit you.
Yeah.
And his body just went bang, literally within days.
Yeah,
It was
that's the
crazy.
difference, isn't it? Creating the plan around that person,
Yes,
creating it around their lifestyle. So we always say this, like the best plan that you can like create is one that someone can adhere to for a long period of
100%.
time. Because
Yeah,
it can be the greatest plan ever, so
yeah.
strategic, but if they can't stick to it, don't mean fuck all.
No,
So you've got to make it so that's able to stick with it, and then that just comes back like leads into like obviously like the next point is like feedback. So it's
yeah,
like looking at like weekly reviews, monthly reviews, and then like accountability levels. So like I'd say to anybody, if you're looking to excel, I literally did it yesterday, like excel this year, you need some level of outside accountability, I feel. Like either a coach, you need somebody, if it's a friend, whatever it is, having that accountability to your goal is going to allow you then to stay up. We know this and everybody knows this. Like it's going to allow you to keep on track with that because you're accountable to somebody else. Everyone thinks, oh, I can be accountable to myself. Just doesn't work the same, does it?
No, not at all, because people that need this accountability have done 5, 10, 15 years of being unaccountable. So
Mm.
they're already in the bad habits of like, oh, it's all right, don't worry, we'll pull it back next week, or we'll do more cardio,
I'll
we'll do
do it
this.
Monday.
It just never happens. It
No.
never happens in the next minute. The full year's gone by again away, and they're like, oh no, don't worry, I'm going to do it myself. And you're like, okay, well, it's never worked, but cool. I
Yeah.
don't know what to
Yeah,
say. Yeah,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I say it all the time. To be fair, I've done it a few times where obviously just before the 8 week elite physique, and it's like you wouldn't be watching this story or following me if you'd have done it,
Yeah,
because I'd have no use. Like,
yeah,
there's no point in watching me. I'm not, I don't know. I wouldn't watch me if I didn't need me. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That sort of thing.
yeah, of
I'm not
course, yeah.
that entertaining. I'm quite
Well,
dull. You know what I mean?
no, not
But
with the
unless
art
you need
t-shirt,
my
you're not.
information, unless you needed my information, I wouldn't follow me. So if you're
Mm,
still watching it, and then I do keep an eye on a few people who I've had the conversations with in the past, like, no, no, don't worry, I'm going to do it myself. And already I'm seeing Saturday night they're out doing whatever.
yeah.
Fucking Monday's off, Monday's written off, shit day at work already. Da 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 da. And you're like, right,
It's
well,
even like the relationship between me and you, like you pretty much know how to prep yourself and how to coach yourself, but you need me as accountability.
100%. And I've said this in the past. I need you because I'm the person who'll pull it back way too early.
Yeah.
Like, where we're in the rhythm, it's like I'm not getting out of shape by any means whatsoever, but I'm over cautious of like I want to stay in really, really good shape.
Mm,
And you're like, oh no, we need to keep moving. Like, we had the goal of putting 20 pound on. I'd have pulled it back way before then, but I wouldn't have gained the 20 pound.
mm.
And we wouldn't have won, and we wouldn't have achieved what we achieved, got the British or anything like that, because I'd have probably put about 8 pound on and been like,
Yeah.
sound.
I
You know what I
think the
mean?
thing is as well is like the emotional attachment to
Yeah.
that, like the emotional attachment to it, because you don't make logical, not you personally, but everybody doesn't make logical decisions. They make emotional decisions. So
Yeah.
it's like how they go off how they feel, not what's needed to be done. So that's I think another thing. So yeah, like just to recover that. So the first thing I always start with 2026 is goals. Setting out a goal of who that's going to be, who I need to be in order to achieve that goal. Like obviously why I want to achieve that goal, what's the outcome of that goal, and then how I'm going to do it. So just reverse engineer that, and then literally accountability. So I'll have someone to stay accountable with. And that process then through the goal setting leads on to like obviously the rest of your year. Because you'll hear it all the time as well with people like New Year's resolutions and so on. But they don't actually break the goal down. They just set out a New Year's resolution. But it's like, okay,
Yeah.
how are you going to do that? Why do you need to do that?
Yeah.
What's the outcome of that? Who do you need to become to do that? Okay, who's going to hold you accountable? Because just setting out an arbitrary fucking, I'm going to give up drinking. It's like, well, okay, like, how are you going to do that? How are you, or let's just say I'm going to earn £10,000 a month. Right. Well, how? And like,
Yeah.
why 10,000 not 9,000?
And I think a lot of that comes down to like mentioning the road mapping before. I think in terms of like setting them small things, like we're going to push up X amount.
Hmm.
Okay, perfect. It gives that thing of like, if you take someone and say we're going to compete in 2027. Okay, cool. That distance is so far that a little mess up or a little, something doesn't kind of go to plan, then it's a goal that can be like, oh, well, it's all the way in next year. Whereas if
Yeah.
you go for this period of time, the next 2 to 3 months or 12 weeks, we're going to push up your body weight 12, 15, £20, obviously staying in decent shape. And then we'll assess again. It gives that near goal and go, oh, we've done it.
Hmm.
What's the next goal?
Yeah.
Bang it. And then all of a sudden, there's 5 or 6 goals in between the start and this goal that they all get little wins. And it's like, oh, we've achieved that.
It's,
What's next? We've achieved that. What's next? We've achieved that.
it's just momentum as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get that momentum and then it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, like I find it's like a domino effect because once they've done like as the people are saying on feedback, like everything that I say is going to happen happens because I'm like, right,
Yes.
I want it to be this way, and it will happen. And then once you've achieved that, then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, fucking all right. I'll make the
Very
next
strange.
goal, the next, the next couple of pounds or £4 or whatever it is like it's
Yeah.
achievable because I've just done that. Do you know what I mean? So that it's
Yeah.
not breaking that big goal down into smaller achievable goals. It doesn't seem as big. Like
Yes.
example, it's like okay, if you need to earn, let's just say £10,000 a month, so it's like right, okay, you need to earn X amount per week and then I need to earn
Yeah.
X amount per day. And it's like, okay, that's
Yes.
actually now achievable. But like 10,000
Yeah.
seems like a lot. So then you're like, well, how the fuck am I going to do that? So when you have that smaller
Yeah.
breakdown, it makes it more achievable. I think for me, the next one, like point two, that people overlook massively, that has a huge impact on everything, is sleep. I
People
think,
will honestly, it's unreal.
yeah,
It's
like,
literally like it's mad how much in terms of even just one day. If I have a bad night's sleep, my weight will be way off. My look will be
yeah.
way off. Everything's just it's completely mad. And then if you put together two, three, four a week, and you're talking like 5 hours of
Hmm.
sleep, that's where the whole thing can kind of fall over.
I think so.
It's pretty nuts. Yeah, it's pretty nuts that how many people would rather sit and watch loads of shite on whatever
Hmm.
than actually get that thing that's probably going to make well, it makes an incredible amount of difference. But
Yeah, I
instead of
think
doing
it
it,
has.
they're
I
all
think it has an effect on every aspect. For me, it's like
yes,
it affects your routine, it affects your eating habits, it affects your training performance, affects your weight, it affects your cognitivity. Like everything kind of revolves around that sleep. So like
yes,
just for obviously people listening, how I start out with any athlete or myself, like with sleep, is get up at the same time, go to bed at the same time
yep,
because you need your body to be in that rhythm. It's like
yes,
that needs to be set in stone. It's not one night I go to bed at 1 a.m., another night I go to bed at 11, another night I go to bed at 9, and then next night I go at 2. It's you go to bed at this time and you wake up at this time, and your
yep,
body will get into a good rhythm. The other side of it is the next point is obviously looking at like a sleep sort of hygiene. So setting yourself up for having the best sleep rather
yes,
than
yep,
just being like it even comes down to like I bought a fucking mad pillow,
yeah.
like
My
obviously like
mouthpiece.
mouthpiece, like nose tape, like all these things. But the thing is as well is like it goes back to obviously goal setting of like them small habits that you do have a massive effect. So like I don't know if anyone's
Oh yeah,
ever read like Atomic Habits, but how
yeah,
they
yeah,
look
yeah,
at it is 1%. All these
yep,
little 1% over a year actually
yeah,
equate to 37.5%, which is a
yeah.
huge difference because they're not overlooking any little aspect. And
No,
in the moment, like again with the goal, having this big goal here seems huge, but actually when you do these small things, it makes the goal a lot easier because that's
yes,
what the compounding effect of them habits is what actually makes the big goal.
makes the big
Not
goal.
yeah,
Yeah,
not just some mad fucking change. It's like the small habits that you do on it, like going to bed on the same time, getting up, so on. All these little things all impact you massively. And
yep,
I think that's one of the things where people don't look at. They don't look at like the room temperature,
no,
which is huge. They don't look at like obviously the sleep, what they're sleeping on, the mattress, the pillow, like because we spend fucking 8 to 10 hours in bed. So you need to make sure that environment and everything is set up right in order to get a decent night's sleep.
yes.
And we see
Big.
that
You
pardon?
hot or cold? Well, you're a hot or cold room.
Cold.
Cold, 100%.
Yeah,
Caitlin's not.
it's
Caitlin.
actually shown in the fucking data.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
about
yeah.
16 to 18 degrees is about right. And I think for individuals who are bigger as well,
Yeah, yeah.
we obviously are hotter people generally. So I think we need actually cooler environments.
Cooler.
Yeah,
Push it to a bit.
especially if like your estrogen's a little bit higher and so on, you're running anabolics, you're gonna sweat a bit more. So you need a cooler room. I'm
Okay.
tempted to get one of them fucking mattresses where it's like you can heat one side and cool one side. Have you seen them?
Half hour. Is that warm? Yeah.
Like yeah, she's mental. Like
Ah.
she she'll like the room cold, but then she'll have about 27 blankets and wraps herself in like a fucking
That's not
burrito.
for me, man.
I
Caitlin's
know.
the same. She's the warm person. she'll sit there at night wrapped up on the couch, and I'm like, it's not even cold, like
Yeah, same,
actually
exactly
warm.
same. Yeah, she's obsessed with blankets, can't sleep without one. I think that then obviously once everyone's got that in place, you want to really look, and then again, it's looking at the actual data of like REM sleep, deep sleep, light sleep. Are we getting quality sleep? Because one of the things that I found, which I'll touch on, is I didn't know, but I have like sleep apnea. So as I get
Okay,
heavier, I was getting
yeah,
8, 9, 10 hours sleep, waking up feeling like I've been ran over. And I'm thinking, this
yeah,
cannot be right. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? When I looked into obviously sleep, I was getting fucking no real deep sleep and no real REM sleep. I was just literally constantly light sleep and waking myself up. So that's an area that you need to look into to then obviously get the actual data of like how good is the quality of sleep you're getting, not just the duration. And
yeah,
then you
correct.
can then obviously add in supplementation like melatonin. You can add in sleep stacks, things like that, to
The
really
main stuff.
help then obviously bring you into them different levels of sleep or getting the right amount of sleep within them. Do you know what I mean?
I think the massive thing for me, what actually massive helps me is magnesium before bed.
Yeah,
Weirdly,
100.
like, and I mean like by weirdly, I mean how much it actually aids sleep for me.
Yeah.
Like if I don't take it, I don't dream. It's that weird. It
Yeah, and
doesn't
that's
allow.
where your REM sleep, like you're not
Yeah,
getting.
yeah,
And that's for obviously your cognitivity and for your brain function. Like you
yeah,
need certain levels of deep sleep for obviously fatigue and especially what we do with training. You need to make sure that that fatigue's obviously mitigated and fucked off. And then obviously
yeah,
if you're working a stressful, busy job, people don't realize that that stress mentally, even I had it over Christmas, like, interacting with so many people, I was fucked.
yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like you don't
I'm the
realize
same.
the mental strain that goes into it as well. Um,
I do struggle. I am exactly the same. I'll struggle to deal with X amount of people in a room.
Yeah,
There's so
for
many conversations
for a
going on.
long period of time, and then it's
Yeah,
like them
yeah,
if you're like, luckily we can just escape and not, well, saying that with you at the gym as well, like you'll have,
yeah.
oh shit, one sec.
Hundreds of conversations.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh, in terms of hundreds of the same conversations, though.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of when obviously coming back off a holiday, that's the hardest one. And he's like, "How
Yeah,
was your holiday, mate? How was your holiday, mate? How was your?" And I'm like, and it's
or when you're dieting,
oh, when you die, how are you feeling? And then the
like,
longer it goes on, I've been asked it 30 times, and I'm just like, everyone's answer gets worse.
yeah,
And I'm
every
just
time.
like just having a sign going, shite. I
Yeah,
don't even know. Like, yeah,
I
it's
think,
bizarre, and it's just a bit,
yeah, go on.
yeah.
Sorry. I think that's one of the things people
It's
don't
just a bit,
consider.
yeah. People don't think it, and I think because a lot of people have never took a diet to obviously the levels it needs to be taken at to
Hmm.
compete or anything, or there's quite a few people in the gym, but the people who tend to ask are like, it's that question, oh, can you not just have this? No, mate. Can you not just do this? No,
Yeah.
mate. I remember one was like, now you've qualified for the British finals. Like, what are you doing with your food? I was like, still the same. Do you have to be strict? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't, yeah.
yeah,
I
definitely.
don't know. Yeah,
I
it's one
think
of them. And I
the
think it's just
next,
relatability. And if people don't know,
yeah, and that just mentally taxing, especially even not in prep. I think the
no,
next one is like routine. I think people need to get a solid
crazy.
routine. Once they've got a goal set in mind and they've got a sleep in check, they need to set a solid routine in place.
I
Because,
mentioned this the other day on a story. I said like, obviously there's 30 odd people who start this 8 week elite physique, and I just did a story walking around of like I was doing my steps late at night, never miss sort of thing. But it was like now when your motivation's high, so say you start dieting or doing a diet, so when you're starting it, set all your routines
mhm,
because the moment that motivation, i.e., at the end of the day, you're looking at your steps and going, I've only got 8,000, and you always have that option of like, especially now, it's cold, it's wet, or I can sit on the couch. But
mhm,
if you set them things of like your reaction is, well, I've got 2,000 steps left, I need to go and do a 20-minute walk.
mhm,
If you set that routine of like, that's the answer I do every time now,
mhm,
because what's going to happen is after a few weeks when you'll drop a couple pound and everything, but then it's like the novelty of a new thing wears off and you're in your routine and you do whatever. Then that's when the routines will actually take over in terms of discipline.
yeah,
Because if you set the routines when motivation's high, the routine will stay with you. If you try and set routines when motivation's low, it just will not happen.
Not fun.
Like it just falls over. So if you set, like I always say it to clients, it's like if we nail every basis now, when the motivations drop and you're just doing it as your daily lifestyle and habits, you'll just do it.
Hmm.
It's like anything, isn't it?
I
If
have
we
to
don't
break.
set this now,
Yeah, I have to
yeah,
break it down now for me. Like I'll do it in blocks. So like I'll do like a personal development block in the morning for 3 hours, and then I'll do okay. So the next 3 hours is working on like in the business, so check-ins and updates and so on. And then I'm like, right, pro athlete. Okay, so then the next 3 hours is training, and I break it down into my day as like a 12-hour day to be
yeah,
able to then just tick off everything that needs to be done in that routine, and everything has
yeah,
a time. Everything's so I know exactly what I'm doing. It takes a lot of the mental fatigue out of it because I know like, okay, 7 till 8 is like obviously journal, so on and so on. And then obviously steps, 8 till 9 is steps, this like for physical. And then it's okay, like meal one, 9 till like 1 is like, or 9 till 12, say, is like check-ins and updates.
yeah,
12
yeah,
till 1, sorry, 12 till 3 is training. And then and then it's like, okay, that's the pro athlete done. And then it's like, okay, from 3 till 7 is working on the business, doing content, doing marketing, doing whatever it is, and then 7 till like 9 is relax. And I just
yeah.
break it down into them periods of time because then it makes your routine so much easier.
Yeah, 100%. I'm exactly the same, obviously, with the gym and stuff, but it is the basically the same of like up, steps, cardio, meal one. Um, then it is emails and responses and stuff for the business for the gym.
Hmm.
Then again, very, very similar of 9 till 12, checking responses. Obviously train, eat 12, train half one, and it's near enough identical to your day.
Yeah, that's it. I think that having that set routine in there, again,
Yeah.
it just again is another accountability factor. It just makes it so you can just nail it, and then it just becomes second nature. Your body ends up just doing it because that's what you've always done, and it just
Yeah,
gets into that
agreed.
habit. I think another thing as well that people don't realize is your environment. So, environment, like the people you spend your time with, what you consume mentally, so social media, what you consume, obviously, like podcast wise, the news that you consume, like physical environment, so like obviously where you train at, what your home life's like, what your workplace like. I think if they focus on their environment and their inputs, I think that'll be huge for everybody to obviously think about because then it takes you out of them different places. So I always say like your diet is like isn't just what you consume in food wise. It's
No,
things that subconsciously things that go into your mind from like say social media and social events and people that you spend your time with. I think that's one of the things that I found over time is just eradicating some of them negative environments that
yes,
leads you to then obviously help you achieve your goal. Like
yeah,
because being around certain people with certain mindsets just take away from your actual goal because it's negative shit that you just don't need to see or don't need to hear or don't need, you know what I mean, to be around. I think that's one of the things that I audit every year is like, who do I need to drop?
oh, yeah.
What
I
do I
don't know.
need?
Go on, sorry.
What do I like? What things do I need to not consume? And then obviously
Yeah,
like where am I training? Where am I living? Is my home life nice? Like I have a
yeah,
big thing with like I'm like with houses. I'm like I want to wake up in a certain environment, live in a
yeah,
certain house, like because I think that has a huge effect.
yeah. I'm the same. I'm the same. I need like Caitlin knows this as well. Like I need to wake up in basic. Like
Hmm.
the can't be stuff piled. There can't be anything like because I
Hmm.
believe like what you wake up in, your mind is then fresh. If I wake up and there's something there like there's clothes to put away or anything, nah, it don't work.
Yeah.
Like I really struggle with it. I don't know what it is, but I have like a set walk down in the morning, go straight down to the kitchen. That has to be completely put away, everything. So
Hmm.
we'll put away stuff before bed and everything, and it just has to be completely like, and it's down to the
Sa-
gym.
Same with the gym though, isn't it? Like the gym, all the
Yeah,
weights have to be put back, everything has to be clean because
then,
that sets you up right for the day, doesn't it? I find for me
yeah.
anyway. Everything. So
No, I
that's
fully agree.
go on.
I fully agree, and I think touching on it before as well in terms of like you said regarding dropping people, I think you'll find that like or people if they're just starting out now, especially, you'll find that the moment you start to improve or head in the direction, you'll get the pullbacks where they'll try and try and try, but then all of a sudden the people around you will realize that you're then not almost fitting their life anymore.
one
So
of the
then
things,
it
sorry,
just it will slow down in terms of like you will realize that once you said no a few times, the calls will then slow down, the text will then slow down because you're then pushing further on. And I think you mentioned it before regarding like the pyramid,
hmm
in terms of like climbing the pyramid. If you're trying to better your life, the taller you get in the pyramid,
less
obviously there's less room.
for
That's,
people.
that's one of your phrases.
The
That's not
thing
bad.
that one of the things that I keep saying in my mind now is like, do I want an exceptional life? And then I'm like, yeah. So then I'm like, well, why do I expect not to be the exception? So it's like,
Yes.
so like you're going to be an exception. You're going to be different to everybody else because you want
So,
an exceptional life. You can't expect to be the same as everybody else
no.
because you're not going to have an exceptional life then. So that's one of the things that I just keep saying to myself now. I'm like, yeah, I want to live an exceptional life, so I've got to expect to be different to everybody else because you can't be normal. Do you know what I mean? You've got
No.
to be. So I think that's one of the things that people have to get their head around. I think finally the last point as well is like energy management,
Mhm.
not time management, like we talk about in the routine, but energy management. So like training appropriately to obviously your needs, but also like nutrition that supports like your recovery, and then even just stress regulation. So like obviously taking yourself out of like things that drain your energy, similar to about to environment, but things that
Yes.
drain your energy that are not productive. I think that's a huge factor for everybody as well.
Yeah, I think 100% in terms of like, especially in terms of like we say about almost removing people from your circle because
Hmm
of the energy they give back to you. It's very, very like, and you'll notice it massively once you actually do it in terms of like how much more productive you actually become because you
Yeah.
haven't got that negative sort of like constraint against your day to day
hmm
in
Living
terms
on your
of
terms,
like,
basically.
yeah, you're living on your terms and you're not being pulled down all the time in terms
hmm
of you can kind of just then flourish sort of thing in your own environment.
100%. That's what I found with that as well as like energy management. So like to recap that, it's like set goals, get your sleep locked in,
Yeah.
routine, absolutely